got other lines of police around that truck, in front of that truck where Evan is standing, and our other pictures as well just shows you the determination of the police line. And I don't expect them to stop today. This is a full group of police officers. I think they're going to keep going through and make arrests as they go, even if they haven't started to arrest en masse, as Evan says, right away.
Right, and Graham, I'm just going to interrupt you for a moment here to ask Evan Solomon, who's there on the ground, to back up a bit more. We're being asked by the control room to tell you to please back up a bit more for your safety here. It seems that this crowd is moving, this police line, I should say, is moving quite rapidly this morning. This police operation has gotten underway. It got underway about 9 o'clock, and we've seen the police advance. We've been watching it. It started at the Chateau Laurier, just for our viewers who are joining us now, for your reference. And they have moved the protesters back to about Parliament Hill, where it is currently situated. There are lines of police there. There are tactical vehicles as well behind them. We know that the mounted police have also arrived on scene. I did want to ask Chris Lewis, if Chris Lewis is still with us. Graham Richardson had mentioned that he believes this is going to change the way security is operated around Parliament Hill. Do you agree? What do you think we'll see?
Absolutely agree, for sure. In fact, I could comment on a lot of things Graham said in terms of how much I agree. But, when you think about it, to be able to get big tractor trailers on a Wellington Street, with or without intelligence failures in terms of the front end of this and how maybe things weren't, not maybe, definitely things weren't prepared for like they should have been, and it caused this thing to be entrenched. But if they haven't learned a lesson from that will never be allowed again, and that'll disrupt traffic in some ways for other people to use Wellington regularly. But it has to be what it has to be. That ability is told by police to let a tractor trailer to deliver the apartment buildings or whatever the case may be. But this has to be stopped for the future. This is insane. And we probably haven't seen the last of protests either, so they're going to learn from this as well. So authorities need to do all they can municipally at the front end with the advice of police to change the routing of traffic and the parking and the building situation there from what it's been.
And Chris, this tweet just came from Ottawa Police. They just tweeted out, protesters, we told you to leave. We gave you time to leave. We were slow and methodical, yet you were assaultive and aggressive with officers and the horses. Based on your behavior, we are responding by including helmets and batons for our safety. What do you make of this coming from the Ottawa Police just now?
Well, it defines very much what part of what we're seeing in terms of the change of posture, in terms of the equipment and the approach the police are taking. And the commanders on the ground are making those decisions and passing them up to the unified command post. The tactical trucks and all that we're seeing here is obviously a change in pace. This is a result of what they went through yesterday. At the same time, they want to speed this up, and as Graham said, this has been the pinnacle of in terms of the target to clear is this whole area along Wellington and all those others. So they have to do all they can to move this along, discourage others from attending by what they're seeing as well. And they just, that's beyond, please, we'll send you another message or a pamphlet to tell you to leave. And they've done everything they possibly could to move these people in the last few days at least, move them away. And so that just has to happen.
So you're taking this as a final warning now?
It is. I mean, it should have been, we're going to arrest you yesterday, not just maybe. And then they did make arrest yesterday. We're going to see more of that. They're going to, people getting right up to the face and pushing back and forth off. The police are going to get thrown in behind the police line and carried away. And that's reality. If people don't like that, think it's a constitutional or breaking of a constitutional right, they're wrong. This is illegal. This isn't a little protest in an intersection for an hour. This is a mass of protesters and a mass of police and tax dollars, risk to life and everything else like we've never seen.
Well, we're just watching here as these protesters continue to gather here. Like Evan was saying, a smaller group than we've seen previously, but quite a large group of police officers forming a line here, several lines we should say, with vehicles, heavy armed vehicles, the tactical vehicles behind them, mounted police also on scene. Graham, I'm going to bring you in for a moment here and get your thoughts as an Ottawa citizen, seeing this seeing what's happening right now, getting a sense of what Ottawa residents are feeling right now.
I think everybody's very sad about it, Lois. Everybody's beyond anger now. I just think there's frustration and there's sadness. I thought Althea Raj put it very, very well in the Toronto Star late last night that there's just a sadness in the national capital. I just wanted to point out, Colton Frail, one of our reporters on the ground, another symbol, the War Memorial has been cleared by police. The War Memorial now, just down from Evan's pictures here and from our pictures here on the line, has been cleared, and the police now have control of that area now. You'll remember infamously a few days ago, protesters and veterans took down the fencing and basically took it over when police were outmanned. So that's another symbol that control is being regained by police. That bothered a lot of people, seeing people take down all those fences. And I gather Evan is right on the line again.
Yeah, Graham, I'm right on the line here. The police have moved right to the corner of the Prime Minister's office that had been for 23 days surrounded by the protesters and the trucks. The line has moved. So we are literally now, as you can see, right at this is the intersection called Metcalfe and Wellington. This is the front gates of Parliament Hill. This is the Peace Tower, as you can see right in front of us. And that is where the main sound stage has been. This is now the central location where the protesters have been. And the police line is right on the eastern edge of it. You can hear the chants of freedom again, Graham, as the police have the line and they are preparing to move again. Now what happens is there's a way down the street here that is very clear. We'll see what happens. There's no police down there. But we'll watch now. This will be tight, and I want viewers to understand. As they get into this main area, there is a wall of trucks that they're going to hit on the other side here of the soundstage, okay? And that's where things will get a bit of a squeeze. So they're about maybe 50 or 100 feet from that, as the protesters are moving forward and chanting. And let's listen in for a minute, Graham. And this is a scene few people thought they might see in front of Canada's Parliament buildings on day 23. And there's the tactical truck.
And Lois, we've seen this before where people are singing the national anthem. Many of them are taunting police right on the line. Personally, I've seen it on the line at the arrest area yesterday, where some of the abuse hurled at police by people who've been arrested and people standing around suggesting that police are breaking the law, that they're going to be put on trial for this. This is delusional, to say the least. That is not the truth. That is not what's going to happen. Nobody is going to prosecute police over what they're doing here. We can have a debate about how far the Emergencies Act goes and whether the government has made the right call. That debate's going on right now. But over and over again, anybody who's been watching knows that this is an illegal gathering and has been for many, many days now. And what I have been struck by, even though there have been minor injuries, is the restraint overall from the front line. And I'm people who know me, I am not in the business of, lauding police. But in other countries, if you just have to look at France after one day and how police handled it there. This has been an extraordinary example, I would argue, of a massive gathering and massive restraint, both on the law enforcement side. And look, the protesters are not, generally speaking, coming up and punching police either. There have been some scuffles. But generally speaking, all around here, this could have easily gone the other way